Mentioned earlier in the show, LeBron's return now makes Cleveland the favorite to win the East. LeBron joins Kyrie Irving along with #1 picks Andrew Wiggins and Anthony Bennett. In his letter to SI.com, LeBron specifically said he could, quote, elevate the games of De'Aaron Waiters and Tristan Thompson, and said he can't wait to reunite with his favorite, Anderson Varejao. Take a look at that roster. It's the current Cavs roster. And Stephen A., you were pretty clear. You made a prediction. I think you said you thought they'd be second in the East, but
vacillate between second and third.
Second and third, okay. But let's talk about this roster specifically. What do you expect from the Cavs next season?
Well, listen, I expect them to win about at least 50 games. I definitely think they'll be in the running for the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, although I'm not saying they'll get it.
Yeah.
I think that Kyrie Irving is going to be key. I know what to expect from LeBron. I expect Andrew Wiggins, if he's still there, to have growing pains. I expect all of that. I think if they acquire Kevin Love before the season begins, which I don't know if they will, I definitely think that will make them the #1 seed in the East. But outside of that, I don't see that happening. But to me, Kyrie Irving's growth and maturity is the key. I have no questions about Kyrie Irving's game. That's a bad boy. Kyrie Irving can play, okay? The thing is that there have been questions about his leadership and the need for maturation. And as a result of that, Kyrie Irving is in a situation where he signed for $90 million, and I believe that's because he knew LeBron was coming. Because outside of that, I think he would have been looking to depart Cleveland. Well, you know what? LeBron is going to help in that regard. LeBron is a once-in-a-generation kind of player. He's a once-in-a-generation kind of leader. And I think that LeBron is going to help him along as well. And the fact that LeBron is in Cleveland, this is where the big thing comes in. Forget LeBron's talent for a second. The cachet that LeBron has is going to enable him to hold Kyrie accountable. Say what you want about LeBron. Have we ever said he doesn't work hard? Have we ever questioned his effort and his commitment to excellence? You know that LeBron takes care of himself, gets his body right, makes sure he's doing all the things to prepare himself for the marathon that is an NBA season, on and off the court, just in terms of being focused. Well, some would argue that that's a problem with Kyrie. I don't know that to be true. I haven't spoken to Kyrie Irving directly about it, but that's the kind of stuff that's been said about him. And because LeBron left and Kyrie followed, what happened is it's been Kyrie's team. So very few people have been in a position to hold him accountable. That is no longer the case. LeBron is here now. And if there's one thing, not to say literally, but in a figurative sense, if there's one person that could slap you upside your head if you're wearing a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform, it is LeBron James. And that Kyrie needs that. And I think that's going to help Kyrie Irving elevate his game to another level, because he did what he did when he was the star. Now that you got to preoccupy yourself with LeBron, that's going to free Kyrie up. And I'm going to remind y'all, he's a bad boy.
He's a bad boy who loves to have the basketball in his hands, and he loves to shoot said basketball. You sure that's going to click right away? Because I'm not.
It's not a matter of whether it clicks right away. Will it click by midseason? Will it click by the end of the season once the playoffs begin? I don't think it will take that long, not to mention the fact that LeBron James' unselfishness as a player and his willingness to give up the ball to pass it to somebody who will shoot it. I don't think that hurts Kyrie at all, and it doesn't compromise him. Now, if Kyrie were playing with a Kobe or if Kyrie were playing with a Carmelo, that would be different because of their penchant for shooting the basketball. But with LeBron, it's just about making the right play. It's not going to be that big of a factor to me.
Okay, I'm going to restate what I said earlier in the show. I still cannot believe that LeBron chose to go home for basketball reasons. I get the emotional. I want to raise my now 3 kids in Akron. I get all that. I want my crew to be home. I want my wife to be home. From a legacy perspective, starting with next year, I don't get it, because we just went from chasing rings, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5, 6, 7, as he said in the opening, what was it, a pep rally in Miami, to, I'm reading in the open letter that he wrote for SI, I'm not promising a championship. I know how hard that is to deliver. We're not ready right now. No way. Of course, I want to win next year, but I'm realistic. It will be a long process, much longer than it was in 2010 when he went to Miami. Well, that's some strong stuff right there. And I think that's realistic talk. I think it's real talk. So I look at this, unless you tell me he has a guarantee from his new owner, who was his old owner, that they can land Kevin Love, I don't get it for next year. Do you think he does? Because I don't think he has a commitment. Do you think, Stephen A. Smith, that he has a commitment from the owner that they, in fact, have a deal in place to get Kevin Love?
No, they can't have that commitment because Flip Saunders gets to have a say in that because he has Kevin Love's rights. Now, Kevin Love has stated that he wants to go. He wants to leave Minnesota. And I want to put this on the record. Flip Saunders is somebody that worked here at this network. He did a good job for us. He's incredibly knowledgeable about the game of basketball. I'm fond of Flip Saunders. I got to know him. I like him a great deal. I think he's crazy for passing up that deal that Golden State put out there for Kevin Love. And I think that if Flip Saunders, you got people in Minnesota that feel otherwise. They side with Flip Saunders on this. To me, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, and David Lee are three starters. I'm sorry. If I got an opportunity to get them to Minnesota for Kevin Love, who is determined to leave, I pulled the trigger on it. And let me say something about Klay Thompson. Everybody's ignoring this. This kid is 6'7", can defend three positions, and not only has a lethal jump shot, comparable to Steph Curry, by the way.
It's comparable.
But also a quick release. Klay Thompson can play. And I'm telling you right now, I don't want him to leave because I love him with Steph Curry in Golden State. But if you got to leave, okay, excuse me, Flip Saunders. I'm sorry, Flip Saunders, I'm going to look you in the camera, my friend. I don't know what the hell you're thinking about. I don't know what the holdup is. You better make that deal because to me, Wiggins, unless you got a deal with Golden State where you can end up with Wiggins and Klay Thompson in a three-teamer, I'm sorry. I'll pull the trigger and I send Kevin Love to Golden State.
Via the new coach in Cleveland, Blatt, we're not going to give up Andrew Wiggins.
Let me also say this. First of all, that's a lie. They would give up Matt. The man lied. He ain't even been here that long. He lied. All right, they would give up Andrew Wiggins to get
Gilbert
Kevin Love.
lied a lot lately.
That's right. They would give up Wiggins to get Kevin Love. They've already flipped Saunders, and then Minnesota Timberwolves would love to get Wiggins, but you know Kevin Love is valuable. But this guy, Blatt, let me say something about this new coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Everybody's acting like he's some foreigner. You understand? He was an all-state player in Massachusetts. He has a close relationship. He has a close relationship with several executives, and he was seen as the guy. If you're going to hire a coach from Europe, he was the golden boy. This guy has impeccable credentials within the NBA community, and they hired a guy that is very, very well respected, knows his stuff. So this is not some
But has he ever coached in the NBA?
But wait a minute.
As an assistant or head coach?
No. But here's the problem with that. But he's coached some NBA players overseas, number one. Number two, he's had long-standing relationships with people within the NBA community. And number three, you got LeBron captaining the ship.
So is LeBron going to coach the team also?
Right.
Listen,
well, seriously.
Let's not be literal. I've seen Phil Jackson coaching and Michael Jordan on the court do this, do that to other players. Kobe on the court, do this, do that to other players. An elite player, part of what makes an elite player elite is his ability to be an extension of the coach on the floor. So let's not disrespect that.
Aren't you surprised that LeBron made this decision not even knowing the head coach at all? That they have no relationship. Are you believing that?
Because it does. Listen, Mike Brown is a guy that we both respect in terms of his defensive prowess. But we all know he was challenged on the offensive side of the ball. If you're LeBron, where are you going but up? Not to mention the fact that LeBron, by the way, LeBron can fool anybody all he wants to. The man has ownership aspirations.
Of course.
Don't think for one second that LeBron isn't planning on possibly owning the Cleveland Cavaliers one day. That's what I believe. The man makes mega dollars. You got other players outside of sneaker deals. They ain't making money. LeBron making money hand over foot in various other ventures. LeBron James has his eyes on a big prize. I believe, my personal belief is owning the Cavaliers one day will be one of them. Don't sleep on anything with LeBron. So if you got that kind of cachet, you ain't worried about the coach because, damn it, if he ain't getting the job done at any given moment, LeBron can walk in there, get rid of him. I want him out.
He's not.
And he's going to be gone.
I know, but I believe
he's going to be gone. Trust
He's ancillary, sadly.
Trust me. But this guy can coach. He's very well respected.
No, I know he is.
And let's give him a chance.
Gentlemen, we will leave it there. You know, the guests keep coming. You may know him as Turtle from Entourage. We all know him as a huge New York Knicks fan. He's probably happy Mello stayed on Broadway.
I'm ecstatic.
Listen, Mello, you guys can talk about it.
Thank you for
Jerry Ferrera joins us at the desk, and here's the walkout, our good old buddy. Welcome back, guys.